All right, good morning. Please gaggle on in. We got chairs up front. You got the TVs out there, and hopefully the speakers are working good for you guys this morning. If you guys would, please silence the phones and the radios and keep the side conversations down. We'll get you guys briefed. We're going to get started with the current situation from Operations Don Fergulia.
All right, good morning, everybody. We had a good night once again last night on the fire. We'll take you around and tell you the story. So down here, we'll start at where the priority was for last night, south of the community of Forest Hill. That was some PSD operations occurred in there last night, and as of this morning, we had just about 10 acres left to kind of naturally fill in, and that will finish that piece off there. So good work last night. Solid night shift production was great. Up into where south of the Forest Hill Divide Road, up into Chicken Hawk, very quiet night. We mopped up, and when I came through there this morning, there was no glows. Nothing was really visible from the road, so excellent mop up all the way up through Division Hotel and even down the Deadwood Road, which is holding nicely. Down into Division Mike, where we did have a piece off of the 11 Pines Road that we were trying to pick up last night. That piece laid down and stayed right where we had left it, and so we did not initiate any firing in Division Mike. And day shift, that will be sitting right there where you left it, though the plan is valid and we potentially could keep burning should the fire dictate the need to do so. The direct edge and the direct work that's been going on out here in the head is evident at night, and so for that we're very appreciative. You guys have made up a ton of ground out here. We know that not all the dots connect up just yet, but excellent work going on out there, and that's really slowing down the progression of the fire to the north and the east. Down into Division Charlie, we had a good night, mop up, no issues, no concerns down there from that burn show from the last couple of nights. And then across the entire south end of the fire, mop up patrol continued, and it was a very quiet night. With that, have a good, safe shift.
Thank you, Don. Weather.
Good morning, Incident Meteorologist Eric Kurth. We're starting a little drier today, not quite as good recovery, about 50 to 60%. We're going to see humidity a little bit lower, temperatures a little bit warmer today, but generally we're going to see a lot similar conditions to what we saw yesterday. Temperatures will be getting up into the mid-60s, mid-70s, and RH around 26 to 36% this afternoon. I know it's a very similar day, but don't get complacent because tomorrow we are going to see a big change. We're going to see winds picking up. We've got a system dropping down from the Gulf of Alaska. Before that gets here, southwest winds are going to be picking up. We're going to see ridge winds gusting to 20 to 25 miles an hour. Humidity is still going to be relatively low. So before that wet system comes in, we're going to see some of that dry and gusty wind coming. And then it looks like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we could be seeing periods of rain through that. So have a safe shift.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, Jonathan Pangburn. Not expecting any rapid growth. Instead of saying persistent, I'm going to say now it's just stubborn. You have the really, really dry, heavy fuels, and especially in this previously unburned area, and that's going to create just a stubborn, persistent mess out there that is going to take a lot of effort to get around. And especially up here on Mike, where it's trying to poke its head out, today's the day to get after it and do as much good work as you can in advance of those wind gusts that we're expecting tomorrow before the system comes in. As far as the system's concerned, we'll address it. Yeah, we got some rain coming, and that's fantastic news, but it's a speed bump. Afterward, it's going to dry out again, and these heavy fuels are not going to be impacted by that. They're going to continue they're just chunking along, and there's no sign of any major wind event afterward, but we all know that this is the time of year when they do start to pick up. So just understand that this is a minor speed bump that is going to give you all a great chance to get after this and try to deal with it to make sure that it's not a mess when those winds do come eventually. So please have a safe shift out there. Thank you.
All right, your incident objectives, leader's intent, control and management objectives remain the same. Please review those on your 202 with your crew. Operations.
All right, good morning, Spencer Andreas with your line leadership roll call for the day. Day operations, Steve Burns. Here. Deputy Ops, Nolan Hale. Here. Night Ops, Don Fergulia. Here. Deputy Operations, Night, Thomas Smith. Planning Ops, Alex McBath. Dave Soldavini. Landon Hack, and myself. Branch 3, Sean Norman. Division Alpha, Doug McCown. With Ross Dollarhide. Charlie, Andy Gregerson. Andrew Rouse. Mill Staging, Colby Trevette. Branch 5, Christopher Baldoni. Division Delta, Brandon Brady. With Mickey Brunelli, trainee. Foxtrot, Eric Byther. Brian Whitaker. Branch 10, Gary Monday. Tad Hare. And Mike Clemec Knight out on the line. Division Hotel, Jeb Prano. With Tony Ochapini. Ray Torres Knight, Hector Sanchez Knight out on the line. Division Juliet, Patrick Callahan. And Frank Tan, trainee. Branch 15, these are all the individuals over in Placerville. Steve Clark with Alec Lane at night. And Mark Johnson, a trainee. Division Mike, Jimmy Hidalgo. Dustin Courage. And Burns Brimhall. Division Romeo, Anthony Sagona. Derek Chapman. Branch 20, Chris Stevens with Pete English and Robert Bertolina at night. Charlie, Jack Sevelson, Lee Hagelson, and Brian Nork at night. Golf, Nathan Osborne. And Branch 20 contingency is unstaffed. Branch 25, Mark Brunton. Kilo, Yankee, Ryan Wagoner. And he's over in Placerville. With Randy Perry training. Zulu unstaffed, and Branch 25 contingency, Aldo Gonzalez. All right. Your day operations report with Nolan Hale.
Good morning, Nolan Hale, Deputy Operations. For today, like the IMET and F-Band said, it's going to be stubborn. So down here, Division Charlie, we have about a 15-acre piece that's going to organically consume, hopefully this morning, tying in the Placer County side down to the American River. As we work through Charlie Delta Foxtrot, a lot of good work's going on in there, and we need to continue that, get those political smokes, get 300 to 500 feet in, get ready for people to come home here in the future, ensuring all those stump holes and everything are taken care of for all the population. You will see a lot of infrastructure repair and equipment coming into your divisions, so please be careful around that. As we work into hotel, the fire will continue to consume and will mop up in and around hotel down Deadwood. You also notice a north contingency put into place today, working out in Deadwood, which is up on top of Division Hotel marker. Coming down into the Juliet, big trees will be reinforced today. A little bit more burning operations to protect those trees. Division Juliet and Mike will have your most energy releases coming out of there, so we're going to hold 11 Pines Road if we can, moving back out into French Meadows. Division Romeo will be looking for targets of opportunity to get into the drainage, bring it out to Charlie. Again, Kilo, Yankee, a lot of infrastructure, repair and improvement going on, and bringing it back into the middle fork of the American River. Thank you.
Thank you. Air operations.
Good morning, Ira Graves, Air Operations. Our lineup remains about the same. We have 10 Type 1s, 5 Type 2s now, and 2 Type 3s. We also have 2 scoopers working out of South Lake Tahoe. We have 6 drones on the incident right now, and that's the message I'd like to give to you guys today is keep your eyes out. Yesterday we had our first reported incursion of UAS down at the Georgetown Airport. So again, we have a lot of our own flying around out there, but if you guys see any that don't look like they should be where they should be, put that up to the chain of command and make those notifications because we'll have to halt air operations for a little bit and clear the airspace for that. Thank you.
Communications.
Good morning, Dave Larkin, Community Leader. We are still operating on the NIFC system. There's 6 repeaters out there. They are all linked. You key up on one of them, they all light up. Okay? Yesterday's morning's clone is the current clone. If in doubt, please get the clone. Okay? We are still known as Mosquito Communications to serve your needs for all the line orders and daily traffic. Now on the 204s, I need to make this known. Every single division, every 204 in this IAP has command 4 as your command repeater. Cross it out. It is wrong. Okay? So if you are in the north branches 3, 5, 10, you'll be using the zone in your radio that's labeled north. You're going to have 3 repeaters or 4 repeaters to choose from. Choose the one that's best for you. It gives you the strongest signal. You light up on that one, all 6 repeaters light up, north and south. If you're in the south branches, 15, 20, 25, use the south zone in your radio clone. That gives you 5 repeaters to choose from. Choose the one that serves you best in the area that you're in. Okay, for the CDF, I know there's a big CDF presence here. You have the commander radios, and you can create your own zone, your custom zone, your command zone. I get it. All right? So if you're populating your command zone and you pull, let's say, for example, NIFC TAC 1 over into it from the north, and you go to the south and you try to communicate with somebody on NIFC TAC 1, you will not be successful. Okay? All the south tax, federal tax belong in the south, stay in the south. North, stay in the north. They are separated by different PL tones. And that's to keep the interference down between the different divisions. So please, stick to the 205. Any questions, I will be over here on the left to answer. Please do not go out there confused. Thank you.
Medical.
Good morning, Robert Russell, Team 5 Medical. So I want to start this morning by thanking each and every one of you to your commitment to safety. Considering the number of hours worked and the folks that are out there each and every day on the line putting this thing to, getting it good containment, working to put this thing to bed, we've had very, very few injuries. So that said, continue to maintain your situational awareness, use your risk management process to identify hazards, engage with the appropriate mitigations, wear all your PPE, and stay safe. So in the event of a medical emergency, think about who you are, where you are, what you have, what you need. Relay that information back to us utilizing the tools found in both your IRPG on page 118 and 119, which is your 8-line, as well as the 8-line is found on the back of the medical plan. For in-camp medical needs, we have the CalMat team that's here at the ICP. We have Frontline that's down at the El Dorado camp. And all of that said, have a good, safe day.
Safety.
Good morning, Jason Windbigler, Team 5 Safety. So we heard about the comp plan. For those resources that are coming in off the 24 and going out again, please, you need to get it recloned again. It's vital because there's a few errors in that clone. So that clone for you guys that you got 2 days ago, you need to get recloned. So make sure you do that because there's a few errors. That's very important. Those resources that are in 12 hours that got cloned yesterday, you're good. So communication is going to be key today. Check your comms. Yesterday we had to do a combo switch in Division Charlie. They communicated up to communications, validated it, and made sure everybody was on that channel, and it worked very well. Trees. Remember, we're in timber country. A lot of trees out there. Even green trees fall. So just keep your heads up. Pay attention to all those trees, especially the fire weakened trees. Poor footing. We're working in steep, hazardous terrain. Noticing an uptick of ankle injuries and stuff like that. Take your time walking downhill and uphill in that steep terrain. Watch where you're putting your foot. Doesn't take much to twist that ankle. You heard operations talk about the utility companies. There's going to be a lot of utility companies out there in Branch 3, Branch 5 area today. So keep a heads up for them. They'll be on the roads with you today. They're supposed to keep the roadways open for fire traffic, but just another hazard out there. Watch for their vehicles. Sleeping areas. We have designated sleeping areas. Please do not sleep in the parking lot next to your vehicles. The last thing we need is someone ran over by a vehicle. So when you set up your sleeping area, find the appropriate marked sleeping areas and sleep there. Thanks. Have a safe shift.
Human Resources.
Hey, good morning. Come on, you could do better than that. Good morning. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm Adam Alvarez, Human Resource Specialist on this incident. I have a great message about communication amongst each other on page 58. But today I'm going to go off script. Still has to do with communication, okay? What's going on? I got some reports of crews calling in their food, their dinners, and then jumping the line and then going down and sitting down and eating in the mess hall rather than taking it away like they should be if they're going to be calling it in. That's really not cool. If you're going to eat in the mess hall, get in line with everybody else, please. Also, along that same line, some of those crews have been not very respectful to our servers in the kitchen area, and that's really uncalled for. There's nobody here working on this camp that's less important and less human than you. Dignity and respect is what we're going to uphold with everybody and anybody, and anything less than that's not going to be tolerated by the ICs. If you feel shortchanged about the dignity and respect aspect on this camp, my phone number to text me, visit me, is in the IAP on page 58. Remember, nobody needs to be mistreated. Nobody needs to take that mistreatment. Just say no, and if it's persistent, come and find me, and I'll help you out. Have a great shift.
Agency Administrator.
Jeff Marcellet.
Thanks, Adam. Hey, good morning, everyone. Jeff Marcellet, Forest Supervisor for the El Dorado National Forest. And I'm here really on behalf of all the agency administrators, both CAL FIRE and the Forest Service. Let me just start with a heartfelt thank you. You guys have been here grinding it out on some really, really tough pieces of ground, and you're doing it safely, and you're making progress. A week ago, this map looked very different, and we've obviously had fire growth, but we've also had incredible firefighting that's catching up with our containment line. So excellent, excellent work. That work is not going unnoticed. We, the agency administrators, hear from our communities and our community leaders, and here's what they say. First and foremost, a big thank you. They recognize you've left your own families. They recognize you left your homes to come here and be in this camp and go to work. So thank you for that, and the communities, they recognize that. The other thing they tell me is that they're worried about you. They know this is steep, rugged country. They know this is high fire danger. They know and have heard the fuel conditions are the worst we've seen in this part of the world. And they remind me that more than anything, they want you to get home to your families each and every day. So let's go out there, do our work well and safely. Pass that along, divisions, please pass that along to all of the overhead you have working for you, because the number one thing is everybody coming home. And thank you.
Closing comments, Unified Incident Commander.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So we've been at it for 10 days since this thing started, and you've heard a lot of briefings. You've heard the priorities each day. But I think it's important to, I was reflecting this morning where we've been in the last 10 days. We've transitioned from an IA to a Type 3 to a Type 1 incident very rapidly. We've evacuated entire communities. We've seen some structures and homes destroyed by fire. And things have improved, and things have been, we've been tested. But I couldn't be prouder of when we have tested the way we have re-engaged. I saw a heck of a firefight up in Forest Hill 2 days ago. Some of you were woken up out of bed that day after getting down in a hotel for 2 hours. Some of the most impressive firefighting I've seen in a while. Nobody backed off. We regrouped. We came up with a plan, and we got after it. And Forest Hill was saved for the second time. We've seen the same thing in El Dorado County. Volcanoville, Firefront came into there. We saw some structure loss, but it could have been a lot more catastrophic than it really was. We are by no means out of the woods, though. We heard winds coming in today, and we're going to be tested. The line is going to be tested again. Heard from the weather, maybe there's some precipitation coming in the next couple days. Down to my bones, I hope so, but I'm not one to bet on Mother Nature, right? If it gets some precipitation, this thing cools off, it ain't going to put it out, right? So I need y'all to keep the same intensity and ferocity that you've had the last couple days, to re-engage, engage and re-engage as necessary, and stick to those priorities. They're unwavered. You've heard them every day. Life and property first, right? And we still got people out of their homes, and they're counting on us to get us home. You heard from our agency administrator that they're pleased with the work we're doing. Nothing better to keep them happy and stabilize that community. Let's make them happy. Let's thank them for the support and get them home. That's my goal today, and that's the goal the IC's on this fire. So keep up the good work. Get out there, engage. Hard work, that's what it's going to take. Things will go unchanged. That's going to be the story of this fire, all the work you're putting in, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, real quick for the breakouts. For staging, you guys are going to have a sign over here posted by the Cobalt trailer over here. And then North Contingency, you guys are in the tree in front of Frontline Medical over there. So if you're unassigned, come on up, see us. We'll get you guys assigned. Briefing tonight, 1800, and cooperative at 1000. So have a safe day. Thank you.